Hey everybody, welcome back to the Complete Her TV. I am so excited to be with you all again. I've missed you so much. As you guys know, I took about a month off to finish my first book, The Complete Her, The Process. And guys, it definitely was a process finishing that book, but I did it and I am so excited that my editor, she's amazing, and we're working hard to get this book out to you all this summer. So be on the lookout for more announcements because I cannot wait for you all just to see my heart in the process that I went through to not only find who I was, but to hold that tight and not let it go in the process that God showed me and walked me through. So I can't wait for you guys to get that. And during that time of writing my book, and even now, God has been downloading so many things into my heart. And I just want to share those things with you all over the next couple of episodes. As you all know, we're all going through a difficult time right now with the coronavirus. And earlier this week, during my devotional time, I just stopped for a minute and I asked God, I was like, God, what do you want me to hear in this moment? What do you want me to remember as we walk through this moment? And he took me to the story of Martha and Mary. And he told me, he said, Quenika, I need you to be both Martha and Mary in this time. And just so I give you guys some context, I'm going to read Luke chapter 10, verses 38 through 42 real quick. It says, while they were traveling, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary who also sat at the Lord's feet and was listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks, and she came up and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to serve alone? So tell her to give me a hand. The Lord answered her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and upset about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has made the right choice, and it will not be taken away from her. And so many times when I've read this story, I thought, I want to be Mary. I don't want to be Martha, because in this setting, it kind of seems like Martha is distracted. She's not focused on what she should be focused on right now. But God told me something, because I was like, what do you mean you want me to be Martha and Mary? He said, I want you to be Martha in this sense, that during this time when everything is slowing down, some of us aren't working. We're home with our children, teaching them, or we may have half days of work or whatever it is. There's a sense of slowing down during this time. And he's telling me, I don't want you to slow down. I want you to be like Martha in this sense. I want you to get things done. I want you to be, a good hostess in a sense of your life. I want you to be, constantly doing, in the sense of not pulling back, not slowing down because we're in this season of just waiting. I want you to wait on what I tell you to do, and then I want you to do it. I want you to constantly be asking me what I need you to do, what I want you to do. Because once this season is done, what you do now is going to catapult you in to a fresh awakening of what I've called you to do for the rest of this year. I've seen some memes like, oh, I'm just ready for 2021. We're tired of 2020. God's like, no, we're going to accomplish everything that he has set forth for us to do in 2020. Even through this. So it's not time for us to just give up on the year and just throw it away. No, we need to press in. We need to ask God, what does he want us to do during this time? Because like I said, he's already confirmed to me that he's going to catapult us all into something even bigger than what we imagined 2020 to be. 2020 is in no way, shape, or form over. And God has us in his hands, and he has a plan and a future. And that plan and a future is good. That it's good. So what are we going to do to make sure that we're in line, to make sure that we're on track with that plan that he has for us this year? So in that case, I encourage us all to take some time quickly. It didn't take me long to stop and say, God, what do you want me to do during this time? What do you want me to hear during this time? And within minutes, he answered me. And I am sure of and confident of what I'm supposed to be doing during this time. I'm confident of that. And I want you to be confident of what God is telling you to do during this time too, because it's so important for the rest of this year. So that's going to be key. And he also told me, I want you to be Mary in this sense. I want you to listen to me. I want you to be at my feet constantly throughout your day. Like I just told you, God said, I need you to do. I don't want you to shrink back. But as you do, I want you to be at my feet. And I said, okay, well, God, how do you want me to do that? Because you see, I'm all over the place. I'm doing this. It's simple. He wants us to communicate with him every second of the day. That's why we have Holy Spirit. That's why we were gifted with him. He dwells inside of us. And when we tell him that we welcome him into our everyday, he's going to be there. And I just see, just from the last 2 days of me being very aware of the fact that as I do what I'm set out to do during this time, which we know moms out there, you're teaching your children. Some of us are working from home, that even while we're doing the not normal things right now, that this is a time to push into his presence like never before. To be constantly at his feet, listening like Mary was. She was listening. Not only was she showing the posture of it being at his feet, but her ears were opening or open to what God was saying. So we need to be constantly ready to hear what God has said, because recently, the things that God is telling me to do, I'm hearing the simplest things, guys, whether it's go to this store and don't go to that store, or get gas over here, this and that. If you invite him into your day, he directs you, and he makes your path so much easier. And I've just been hearing him so much more clearly during this time of inviting him and being at his feet constantly, asking him, well, what do you want me to do? Well, I'm listening to you, God, and nothing is more important than me listening to you. There's so many things that we could be listening to right now. We could be listening to social media. We could be listening to the news. We could be listening to differences of opinions. But what God is reminding me, that those things are important. The news, being informed, making sure that you're aware of what is going on is very important. But he is our first line of hearing. I want to hear him first, so that everything else I hear, if it doesn't line up with what I know he's telling me, then I don't need to listen to that. I don't need to let that become part of me, because when I have done that, some of those things have tried to cause me to be anxious, afraid, worried. But God is not calling us to be worried or anxious in this time. He's calling us to listen to him, because when we listen to him first, those things have no place. Fear has no place right now, because I'm tuned in to what God has told me to do. Worry has no place. I'm not worried. I'm not. And when worry tries to creep in, I lean back into him even more. And I'm not saying that I'm not human. We're all human. And like I just said, worry comes. Fear comes. But when those things come, where are you running to? Where are you running to and laying at to hear from? Are you running to social media to lay at and to hear from? Are you running to friends to hear what their opinions are and listening to that? Or are you running to his feet to bow and to listen to what he is telling you? It's so important. It's so important during this time. And I believe that when we do that, this path will be filled with peace. I have peace. I have understanding, and I have knowledge, and I understand where I need to listen to first, and that's important. So that's where God is telling me I need to be both Martha and Mary. So once again, don't shrink back now. Don't say, oh, this is time for me to just rest. And no, this is time for you to lean in, to get things done. Because I know that what God is going to lead us to when this is all done is something even greater than what we imagined this year was going to be. Because he knew this was the setup of this year. He had the roadmap to this year. And I believe, and I know for me and for you, that after we're able to get through this, that God is going to lead us into something so beautiful, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a testimony for all to see how we leaned into him. We trusted him during this time. We're an example. I said to one of my friends yesterday, this is a time for us to be a lighthouse. It's time for us to show love, to be love, to be understanding and show grace to people. This is the time where we are the lighthouse, and it's not time to put a shade over your light. It's time for your light to light up the world, literally, in a time that is scary. And for some, it's scary for some, where it's time for us to bring joy to people. So don't shrink back. God is telling us to launch forward so that we can be that light. I love this song, and I'm gonna end the video with this, and that is, God reminded me literally while I was sweeping. I started singing Hillsong, New Wine, and that song is amazing. Go listen to it, because it says, the lyrics are so good. It says, in the crushing, in the pressing, you are making new wine. It says, make me a vessel, make me an offering, make me everything you want me to be. In this time of crushing and pressing with our different emotions and feelings, God, like I said, is making something new. He's making something new within us if we turn to him. And that something new is going to bring a new power. That song says it brings a new power. It brings a new freedom. There is joy that comes up in me when I know that I don't suffer, or I don't go through hard times for nothing. I go through hard times to build perseverance to what God is calling and launching me to in the future. He is calling us to this time to focus on him so that he can prepare us for what's to come. I want to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. So listen to that song. Listen to that song. It's amazing. Once again, it's Hillsong, New Wine, and I believe God is making new wine out of all of us during this time. He's making something new. And if we lean into him and be at his feet like Mary, listening, we'll know what we're supposed to accomplish during this time. And after we sit at his feet and we listen, we can be like Martha and be about our Father's business and get stuff done, so that we don't shrink back, but we step forward in a time when many need our light. I love you all so much. I'm going to be doing some more videos this weekend, and I'm going to be putting out some new videos this upcoming week. And I just ask you all, if you have any topics that you want me to discuss or any questions you want me to answer, that y'all DM us on either our Facebook or our Instagram site. If you need anything, if you need encouragement, if you need anything, message me, and I will get back to you ASAP. I will get back to you because I love you. I care about you. I'm praying for all of you during this time, that God would give us a new fire that burns inside us, so that we can, like I said, be the light. So be looking out for new videos. I love you all so much. You mean so much to me. And I pray that you all have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Love you guys. Bye.